Hi, I'm Dr. Roland Roberts, and I'm here with Anna Reed. And Anna has essentially become the face of Pulse. And so, Anna, now that you're famous with Pulse, I thought we'd give all of your fans just a chance to get to know you a little better and know who you are as a person and how you even got into fitness to begin with. I mean, have you always been an exercise buff?
No. I didn't get started until we moved out here to Indiana. Before that, I had done, running, and I thought that, running and staying skinny was what it was about, and I would do, not necessarily starvation diets, but I would not eat nearly as much as I should.
Right. Okay.
So when we moved out here, I found out I was pregnant probably a month later, and I had just started to get into lifting, and it was kind of difficult because when you go into the gym and you see all these weights, all these machines that you have no idea what they do, it's really intimidating. And then when you have people staring at you, looking at you, it just feels like they look at you like, oh my gosh, you are totally out of your league. And I just kind of overcame that. And, I learned just, stick your headphones in your ear and just go. And it doesn't matter who gives you weird looks. It's about being healthy and getting in shape.
Awesome. So you have 2 children, right?
I do. Mm-hmm.
And how did that affect your workout or your ability to get fit? Because a lot of people kind of blame and say that they can't get fit after their babies or what have you. What have you noticed personally?
I worked out through my entire second pregnancy, lifted the entire time. I just had to be careful with, the way I did it and my form to make sure I didn't injure myself and kind of listen to my body. But I noticed a huge difference between my first and second pregnancies because of the working out. I think it was the working out that kept my pregnancy healthy. I worked out including the day I went into labor. And I was back in the gym as soon as the doctor cleared me to. And I think it's mostly just an excuse to not get back in shape because people don't really know how. And it's difficult to take that step and, put the work in that you need to get to where you need to be.
A lot of it comes down to just putting the work in, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And you also mentioned a second component, which was information, being educated on how to do it whenever you do go back. So right now, you're obviously a model, and you do a lot of different sports modeling, and then also personal training.
Yes.
What is your philosophy? Whenever you have a client come in for personal training, how do you start?
We sit down first of all and we go over their goals. We take their body stats measurements, body fat measurement, BMI, and we just kind of go over, what they need to do, what they need to change, how often they're going to be working out with me, and also things that they can do on their own. And I really work on changing the way they think about themselves, the way they think about health and fitness, and just their overall attitude toward their body and getting in shape. And I really emphasize that it's not about being skinny, because skinny is not a definition, the definition of health. It's just, clothing size.
But that's hard for people to
so hard.
terms with that.
It is so hard. And it's really difficult at the beginning because people want to see results instantly. And with the way I train people, they could actually gain a few pounds at the beginning just because they're building up that muscle mass.
Right.
But as the muscle mass increases, so does the metabolism. At that point, they're going to notice the fat start falling off. But they have to stick with it. And getting them to hang with me through all my craziness is probably the most difficult part because I put them through some pretty crazy stuff. Yeah. Even my long-distance clients, I mean, the stuff that they do and they have to make themselves do is pretty incredible. But they start to see results if they do what I say.
So do you focus on the inches lost versus pounds versus the scale?
Yeah. And a lot of that we measure every month and weigh every month. They are not allowed to step on a scale more than once every 4 weeks just because weight fluctuates from day to day because of water weight, or if you ate just a little bit unhealthy one day, you might gain, a pound or 2. But, I want them to be able to see the difference between week 1 and week 4. And that's when we will measure. And they also go off of how their clothing fits. If we don't have time to measure, or it's in that 4-week period, they'll start to notice things fitting a little different, looser, or just not quite fitting as tight as they did before.
Right. So what do you do for fun?
For fun. I go to the gym.
You go to the gym?
No, I do
So
stuff
you're
with my
passionate about
kids,
that, I
and
guess.
yeah, and my kids are pretty funny because they'll get down on the floor, and my son is 4, and he'll start doing sets of push-ups, which, I mean, his end up being more like pelvic thrust, but
Yeah.
he gets down there and he'll do 3 sets of 10, and he wants me to get down there with him, and he'll count, and then he'll roll over and start doing his version of crunches. And so my kids kind of pick up on that, I think,
Right.
and I'm not going to push them into working out, but I hope that they will see my example and want to follow that, because it is a healthy lifestyle, and it's not about being skinny or being whatever. It's just about
Right.
being healthy with your body type and the way you're genetically made.
And you're making it fun for them.
Yeah.
They're also having fun doing it, so it's a lot
Definitely.
more likely that that they'll continue eating
Yeah.
healthy or exercising as they get older. So your husband, what does he do?
He's in the Air Force.
In the Air Force.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. And what do you like best about where you live?
This whole area is pretty quiet, and there's a really good selection of gyms. So, I mean, fitness is probably not as big here as it is, say, like in California, but people are still relatively health conscious, and there are a lot of different, health food stores in the area. And, I happen to work at a supplement store, so that gives me a little bit of an edge to learning about new supplements and different things that I can take to kind of supplement my diet.
Right. And that's how you found out about Pulse. So
Definitely.
through that knowledge. Well, anyway, thanks for sitting down with us today. We really enjoyed it. And thank you for being the face of Pulse.
Anytime.